Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Danny's Life and Travel. And today I'm just going to try and do a quick update because I have to go to a wedding today and tomorrow, so I'm a little bit busy. I was going to do this after the wedding, but I thought I'll just record it now, and I might upload it afterwards because I still have to edit it and get it put online. So let's just get into it. Generally, we've had a good week this past week for AMD. So again, I'm speaking about AMD today and where I think it's going to go in the future. But generally, we've had a good week, and you can see on my chart here. So this was Monday, up. I think it was 4%, and then Tuesday up a couple of percent more. I think 1% or 2%. Then down by 1% or so. Then up again by a couple of percent and down by 1%. So generally upwards. It's been positive. The week's been positive. And what was interesting is I started to think about psychology and how people perceive the stock. So when you saw it coming down all the way down here, we had a lot of negative news reports in the media, generally in the world as well. So like I said in my previous video, the environment affects it. And now this week, if you look at the news report, so when it was going down, when you saw it at the bottom of that trend. It was all about North Korea and this and that and the other, and it was all of this. Each on CNBC, each headline was negative, 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 and now it's kind of okay. It's kind of neutral. So you've got this headline here. Pence says U.S. will honor refugee deal with Australia. It has no bearing on the stock. Singapore property prices double. No real bearing on the stocks. The 10 least stressful college majors, what the hell has that got to do with the stocks? So, a lot of this has nothing to do with the stocks, so it's kind of neutral. So, Indian tech firms, worried about Trump visa review, not going to have a huge impact on stocks at the moment anyway, because he's just reviewing. The only negative thing is the French election, which will be on Sunday. So there could be some volatility. We saw some issue with when Trump got elected himself. The stocks went down and then had a huge rally upwards. There could be something that's similar because of the French elections. Or we could have something similar to Brexit. Brexit was the same thing, so I'll just show you on the charts. It can do. I don't think it's very prevalent on the AMD chart, but one that really did stand out, where was it? Tesla, where's it gone? There you go. So this was, let's go back a year. This was last year. So this is what happened to Tesla. That's June 24. I was in this stock, so I know. Goldman Sachs kind of manipulated it up a little bit. But anyway, we could have something like that. But as you can see, it recovers. It goes back up. And I think generally the market did recover. So let's see if I can go back into AMD. So yeah, so generally the market did recover. So even you got where was it? June 24 there. So it goes down, but it keeps going up after that. So here a lot of people are talking about how the stock has been going sideways since February, which is true. I think it peaked. It peaked at February 27, and then it's been going sideways. But I see a general trend. So my general trend is that in what was it, December? So you got in December, I went in at $11.60 right here, and then it came down to $9. So from here to here, it's about 55% increase. So I see that it's declined again, and it's kind of similar pattern. So it declined again, going sideways, and then I'm hoping it'll be another 55% increase again. I'm hoping, but there's no 100% guarantee on that. But in either event, after the earnings, I'm seriously thinking about cashing out some shares, because I just need to eat and live. So I need to get some money out from somewhere, and this seems like the best place so far. So that's what's going on. The pound has gone up. I mean, for those people who live in the UK, it's affecting us right now. It's at $1.28 dollars per pound. Before it was 1.25, and I bought in at 1.225, so it's like a 5% hit just on that side, for people who are investing from the UK. So we've had to put up with that for now, but hopefully it'll come back down again. And with the pound, if you are interested, I'll just quickly cover this. I was looking last year as well at the pound and where it's going. So if you look at this is, where is it gone? Yeah, this is around where Brexit happened, June. So we were at 2015, 2016, June, around that time. So around here, this is like a long-term chart. It's very revealing. So you can see that this is from June the 1st. So June 23rd was the vote, and then it takes a hit down further. But you can see that it was going down since 2000 or 2007. It's been going down and down and down, down, and it really takes a big dive from here. So it's going sideways there. So down, sideways, and then you got a downward trend from 2014. And the argument here is that nobody knew, nobody knew that in 2014 that we would have a Brexit vote and we'd leave the European Union. So if anybody's saying to you, oh, the currency is down purely because of Brexit, it's not true. There's a wider issue, because we're going down from that point. And I think it's the debt, the government debt, and so on, and that austerity. It did work to some extent, but still people don't have enough savings to get through a couple of months if they lose a job today. And if the interest rates rise, and they've got mortgages, they're wiped out. They're really, there's a lot of people on the on the edge. It's really hard life for them. So I think all of that combined is hitting it, and inflation is also going to hit household spending. So they're damned if they do and they're damned if they don't. So now that the currency's gone down, it's going to hit your wallet this year. And even for me, when I've got to change over my electricity, I'm going to do it next week. I'm trying to get the best deal. But again, I'm wary that the deals could change and it'll be higher prices, and it's going to be a good impact. And I see they're about 20% higher, the electric bills. So that 20% decrease, I think it was from 144 last year all the way down here. You can do a yearly chart, make it easier. So yeah, so it's about there. So 147, sorry, all the way down. So that, the 20% roughly that you got hit, that is translating across into people's bills. So I think the pound goes down further. It will have a bit of a rally, maybe it goes up a little bit more, but eventually it's all downwards. Next thing, let's have a look. So we've covered that. The main thing was that it's all the positive news. So we've got positive news coming out for AMD. Everything's positive, everything's looking good. Just going back to the chart. Again, what I expect this to do is I'm hoping that it'll go sideways, continue sideways, and maybe if it goes to 13.5, it's okay. What I really don't want this stock to do is go super high before the earnings, because then all that, the positive news is already kind of baked in. It's good if it stays at 13 or 13.5, going sideways a couple of weeks, and then we hear the good news, and then there's a good chance of it bouncing up. And it would especially bounce up, by a lot. It would go up by a lot if we were oversold, if the stock was oversold before the earnings, and the earnings were really good, and then it would shoot up a lot, and that would be really good for us. But that's what I'm hoping for this to do. The other thing was that, my estimate was, so if you think about what I said before, that there's a, from this point it was about 55%. So if you look at the peak here, it's $12, right? And then if you look at the peak here, it's 15. So let's just take that as a rough rounding figure, right? So we got 12 and then 15. So it's about 25% increase from there to there, right? So it's about a quarter of the price. Yeah. So if you look at that, and if you do it again, if you go a quarter of a price above that, 25%, then you're looking at about maybe $4, roughly, maybe $3 or $4, somewhere between that. So it's $18, $19, right? And then what's really revealing, and I mean that's what I projected. I thought if it goes to $18-19, max $20, I will sell out and then wait for a pullback. That was my plan. I think I've said that in previous videos. And then we've got this article this week, and this guy actually says, right? So it's got AMD remains our top semiconductor pick for 2017. Again, greatly positive. Where was this guy, a week ago, 2 weeks ago, when there was all this negative press? I don't know. I mean, this is what I mean. When all the negativeness comes out, it's all at once, and the stock goes down. And then when all the positiveness comes out, it's all at once, stock goes back up. So anyway, this guy says, I'm just going to be quick on this. Basically he's saying, in this case, we expect measurable momentum, but caution investors to avoid chasing the stock price beyond $20, right? Which is my limit anyway. 18, 19, max 20, and sell out and wait for pullback, right? And what he was saying is basically the short position on this stock, which is quite sizable. I think it's about 13% of all outstanding shares is shorted. Now, what he was saying about this was that there'll be a short squeeze at some point. If it could just go to that level, there'll be a short squeeze, and it's gonna, so if it goes to like, I think $14-15, then there'll be a short squeeze, and it'll push it way up, maybe close to 20. So, and he's expecting this before summer, right? So summer is June, July, so he's expecting it before that. Okay, so basically that's the gist of it. He's just saying all positive. We think it's going to go to 20. There'll be a short squeeze. All the products are pretty good price to performance. The best in the market so far, and so on. So again, I'm kind of rushing through this today, but I'm trying to get it all done, and then get ready and get off to that wedding. So yeah. So again, another article here about how Ryzen, Ryzen 5 and the new GPUs, the RX 580s, 570s, they're good price to performance. For the amount of money you pay, they're either the best on the market or they're really good. And I think AMD has done enough to hit their targets. One of the targets was to be consistently profitable this year. I think they've done enough to hit that, and they'll be fine. What we have next week, though, I'll just show you on my calendar. So we've got the annual shareholders meeting on the 26th. So this is a good thing and a bad thing. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I expect the stocks to go up, AMD to go up. But the key things, I hope it doesn't go up too much. That's why I'm hoping it'll be 13.5. And the only reason for that is really I'm thinking about the shareholders meeting, which will be positive. That's one of the things I noticed. So I'll just show you on the chart again. Where's it gone? So this is the chart for AMD. Let's do the 5-day chart. So this one doesn't show pre-market. Let me just go back to one where it shows the pre-market. It's very telling on the pre-market thing. So you see this here. So basically this was on the Wednesday, it goes down. And then after hours, I remember seeing a video posted on YouTube where the chief technology officer for AMD gave a presentation, and he showed the progress AMD has made and how they're planning for the future, how they have Zen. So they got Zen now, and they got Zen 2 and Zen 3, and then they got Vega and Navi. So Vega is coming out this year, and they got Navi beyond that, and he wasn't willing to tell us about what dates it's gonna, Navi's gonna come out. But still, as soon as he started talking, the stock went up and up and up, and it opened high, and it was at, if you look at that, 13.12, right? I mean, previous day was high as well, but then it comes down, and pre-market tells you a lot, and it's the same thing when if you look at earnings last time, in pre-market it went up quite a lot. So pre-market is telling us that first they start losing confidence again, and then they see some positive news and they're reacting to the news and it's coming up. So that's a good thing. Again, like last time, my canary in the coal mine is still down. I mean, if you look at Micron Technologies, let me just go back to 5 days. So it has a bit of a run up, what was it, Thursday. So it hits that, it goes high 28 again, and then back down again. So it's just showing it's still weak. The market's not super strong. I mean, Nasdaq had a similar situation. It was up some days, down some days. So just have a quick look at Nasdaq. So let me do the monthly one. So where were we? 5 days. That's what? Let me look. So 17th, right? So yeah, right. That's 17th. So it just go up and then down again on the last day. So it's very similar to the AMD basically situation. Although we are part of the S&P 500 as well, so you should be looking at this. So yeah, you see, so we're part of the S&P 500. We got pointed to the S&P 500 a couple of weeks ago, but so if you look at Nasdaq and S&P 500, so it's not really super strong if you average it out. So you got S&P going down for 2 days and then up and then down. So it is affecting it. It's not perfect, but overall it's much better than a couple of weeks. The news in the world, the perception has increased quite a lot, and the headlines a lot better. So yeah, it says here, advanced micro devices, stocks rising 5 is a game changer, right? So if you look at, let me just go back to this one and just show you all the headlines. So this is just from yesterday, the headlines. So headline number 1, technology hot stocks, BlackBerry Limited and advanced micro devices. When you read that headline, it's positive, right? Just psychology of positive news. These 2 stocks are dominating the market as expected. Ford Motors company and the other one's AMD on there. And then advanced micro devices, magic formula ranking perspective, right? And then you got notable Wall Street stock, advanced micro devices. So generally all positive stuff. And what's this one saying? Yeah, this is the game changer one. So all positive stuff. So this is looking good for next week. I think it goes up. So I'll end it here, the video. So if you're in it, stay in it. I think you're okay. The French elections are the only negative thing, and just leave you on a funny note. I mean, this is what they post on the chat forum. So Mr. Bean reacting to AMD bashes. So that's what they think of it. And this guy is just trying to calculate how many chips were sold and what it could be. Nobody can do that. We don't know what the numbers are really. The only thing we do have that is fact is Lisa Su, the CEO of AMD, said we will be selling millions, and we'll see that. We'll see that coming out. One of the things I'm really excited about the shareholders meeting is that they will be revealing what they did with that new company. They bought a new company out for virtual reality headsets, wireless ones, and I'm really excited to see what they're going to be doing with that and what their future plans are to try and what the roadmap is for that and how does that fit in with what they're doing now. Yeah, there was another rumor that Google actually built a customized chip for the servers, and that was many times faster than anything on the market, including what AMD has. So there was that news, but there was also a rumor that AMD was working with them on that project because that chip was specifically designed to do certain tasks. So for the rest of it, they needed AMD chips. So it's possible. I don't know if the rumor is true. So we've got that on there. So anyway, generally, guys, looking positive. Enjoy your weekend, and if you're in the stock, stay in it. I think you'll be fine. Just stay with it until earnings. If you just want to close your eyes, let it do what it wants to do. It'll be up and down, going sideways, messing around. One of the other things that I remember someone saying was that the market makers are trying to manipulate the stock. So basically, they had call options. A lot of people buy call options, and they were about to expire, and the call options, the strike price was $13. So as you can see, it closed exactly on $13. So people are saying, it's been a bit manipulated because they want to make those calls useless, that people don't make money on it, on those calls. So it's possible. I did see, like, after hours, as soon as this went to 13 and the market closed, after hours it did drop down by 1 cent, 1 penny. So it was at 12.99. So maybe they were just at the edge, trying to get it to dip by 1 penny, and everything is wiped off. Possible. I don't know if these stories are true, but if you see the price action, it kind of does make sense sometimes. You think, oh yeah, maybe. But in the longer run, I think it's positive. Keep it till 20, because one of the other thing was, I keep remembering these little tidbits of information when I start talking on a video. But one of the other pieces of information was that I learned. I didn't actually consider this before, because people kept saying, well, look, the stock is overpriced, it's overvalued. So I remember showing you before that it went to 43, 41 there, and then I think it's 43 there, dollars. But the one thing I forgot to put into that was the stock split, right? Now, I think when the stock split happened, this was for every 1 share you have, you get 2 shares. That's how I'm interpreting this. I don't know if I'm right or I'm wrong. And someone did point this out, said, look, when it went to 41 the second time round, it's actually at 82, right? Someone else said it went to 90 as well, because it's actually, you've got 2 shares for every 1 share, right? So had it been the same stock as it was here, you didn't have the stock split, then it would be, at this point, it'd be at 82 or 83.6 dollars to be precise, right, on this chart. So we are way below that. We're messing around at $13. We're not even halfway there. That'd be $40 if we're halfway there. So we're not even halfway there. So $20 looks even better. So that's one extra piece of news, just to show you that it's looking even better than what I thought. So stay with it, stay long, and if it does go to 20, sell out, and then reevaluate from there and say, okay, I'm going to wait till there's another drop and then come back in. Or if you're not really sure, I'm not sure if it will have a drop. It could go higher and higher. It did it last year, but it has gone up quite a lot, so it is possible that it could have a correction at some point. Let's show you the 1 year chart. So where's it gone? So yeah, from here, you've got so the April 27. I think this was earnings last year, and then it keeps going sideways and up and up and up. It's going all the way to, this is about August time. So it is possible, that it could just go up and up and up. But if there is a correction, obviously if it has a huge jump up, it will have a correction the next day. So just keep an eye out for that. So yeah, guys, stay long and stay strong. I'll see you next time after the wedding now. See you later, guys. Bye-bye.